Long ago, in a distant land, I, Discord, the shape-shifting master of chaos, unleashed an unspeakable evil. But a foolish apple farmer wielding an element of harmony stepped forth to oppose me. Before the final blow was struck, I tore open a portal in time and flung her into the future, where my chaos is law. Now the fool seeks to return to the past and undo the future that is Discord.
Gotta get back to the past, Applejack. Watch. Gotta get back to the past, Applejack. Gotta get back to the past, Applejack. Watch. Gotta get back to the past, Applejack. Gotta get back to the past, Applejack. Watch. Gotta get back, Applejack.
Hello everybody, Circuit Main here, and this is the Brony Show, episode 261. I am, of course, joined by our wonderful co-host here, Blank Mind.
Hello.
And we're also joined by the Sensei would have been better, yes. Sensei of the Otaku Ascended, Suki.
Yo, and real quick, did anybody else feel like that listening to that version of the Samurai Jack theme that it was like Sesame Street was doing it?
Yeah, I know, right?
A little bit, but I'm also like, is that not going into the heavy rap?
Well, they're kind of going into light rap, but they couldn't emulate it too much, or else, you know, YouTube and they're fun.
Yeah, but it totally sounded like somebody pulled the voice actor for Elmo and just told him to sing.
Yeah, the only unfortunate thing is I really wish I could have got that in our actual rotation of videos for the end part of the show, but there's actually a setting on that particular video that doesn't allow it to be embedded, so that was the best and only way to really show it.
Which, by the way, hey, let's all agree, we at least have a decent ending to Samurai Jack.
No. We'll just say it has a decent ending and leave it as that. We are not spoiling at this point. It's 2 days old. We gotta leave it alone.
I'm not spoiling it. I just said we got an ending.
Exactly.
We have been wanting an end to that series for 10 years.
Okay then, we got that. But we're here about ponies. Well, ponies and pony accessories. Of course, that is also why we're joined by Toakoi. And Silent Blast was here with us. Unfortunately, it looks like he might have had a bit of a systems issue, so hopefully he will be joining us here momentarily. Before
also,
that,
show notes.
right? Sorry, I'm getting right to. Okay, I kind of dropped the ball a little bit here. I am going to apologize. It's been one heck of a day. It really has. I did manage to get the show notes together for more or less, and I was trying to get things set up. I got almost everything set up, and then I forgot things, including apparently getting the show note link out to start. So, admittedly, I'm going to be flying by the seat of my pants a little bit here. So, again, I do apologize. However, luckily, part of this isn't exactly up to me, but is going to be up to somebody else that I am excited to announce. Namely, the return, well, not exactly return, but the special appearance of our former co-host, D-Pad. Now, before anybody asks, no, he is not returning permanently. This is literally a one-off thing. He requested to do an interview with us again. Which is kind of funny because that's how he introduced and became part of the Brony Show to begin with. He actually did an interview with us and ended up slowly becoming a part of the show. And
After the 24-hour stream.
yeah,
Way back when. Way back when.
Way
Before we even hit
back.
20.
way back
Yeah,
when.
way
But of course, the funny thing about all of that is now we are nearing our 6-year anniversary. In fact, it's coming up here in the next few days. Our 6th-year anniversary. So luckily by some crazy coincidence, Slick is going to be jumping in to interview us once again, and along with that, we are actually making plans for another 24-hour summer stream next month. That will also be to celebrate our 6th-year anniversary.
I was
So
gonna
I'm
say,
saying now, having survived at least 2 of these things, sleep at least 2 hours before you do this.
I was gonna say that if you said it was gonna be sometime this week, that was actually gonna be kind of awesome for me because I would actually be able to join.
Honestly, I wish I could say it'd be sometime this week, but we barely just started laying the groundwork. I've been so caught up in so many other things that I finally just said, okay, we're gonna be doing this middle to late June. Let's start scheduling things.
Yeah, it's just that I'm actually going to be on vacation the later half of this week into next week.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
I guess that's timing that could have happened but didn't. That's a shame.
Tis.
Well, in any case, there is a couple of other things we need to announce here and there, but let's go ahead and warm up our vocal cords a little bit and talk about our daily lives with What's Up Bronies. So, what's up, Bronies?
Aforementioned
Job interviews.
Vacation and job interviews, apparently.
Yeah, I applied at my local Walmart. Haven't heard anything from them yet. And even though they need help with stock and probably the pickup service, that basically like, oh, I'll shop for you and we'll have it all set up for you whenever you come by.
Did anybody else suddenly imagine Toa saying "Wocal Lawmart"? Welcome to your Wocal Lawmart.
Welcome to your local Walmart.
Oh, right.
Welcome all your wassels in a...
Anything you will ever want.
All
It
your
sounded
groceries
like I was
shopping
going
will be
Elmer
done by
Fudd
us.
there for a
I
I went Elmer Fudd. Washkily Wabbit.
Yeah, I do gotta. I am gonna apologize a little bit here, but not exactly at the same time because this was calculated and well planned, kind of. I'm drinking beer and a lot of it.
Why are you drinking beer? You have to work tomorrow.
Well, yeah, but I gotta have an interview with D-Pad tonight.
Oh, God.
And I just put the show notes out for people that want to follow along, simply because
I already did it.
you don't have to ask. There you go.
Fair enough. Okay, well, let's quickly throw in a little bit here. Anybody else have any other What's Up Brony that they want to throw in out there?
Let's see. Just reconfirming here, and yes, tomorrow night Ninja Sex Party Tabernacle.
Ooh, nice.
The Tabernacle Choir?
Oh God, no! Could you imagine that? I would love that, but that's never happening.
No, the Tabernacle is one of the older, more famous concert venues in Atlanta here.
Nice. Alright, well, I got a quick announcement here that's also kind of show related. I'm right now holding in my hand a Western Digital 4 terabyte external hard drive. And with this, I shall finally get the Brony Show archives organized. The funny thing is, I already have another Seagate 4 terabyte external drive that is literally right next to my computer that has all of our archives. Why is it not organized?
Even the ones that you lost?
Not those. Those will never come again. Those are 6. It's 6 years. There's no way we'll ever see them.
You never know. They've found older stuff.
True, but I don't know. I just haven't seen any luck with that. But with this though, the reason is I actually almost filled up the entirety of the other 4 terabyte external drive just getting everything collected into a backup storage, let alone organizing it. Not exactly a smart move on my part, and I'm sure there's more than a few duplicates of everything on the drive, so yeah, something I gotta work on. But yeah, archives are going to be worked on quite religiously here soon, which is going to be nice. Getting things sorted out once again and try to have things in the stuff.
Things and stuff and things and places.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So there's really not much else in the way of show news here. Interview will be in about 10 minutes, so why don't we go ahead and jump right into the news, or at least what news we decided you should know about. Because we love you enough to filter through and grab the awesome stuff that I think is worth it. Of course, we gotta get into our little news window, and we're gonna start off with a blind bag set based off of the movie is going to be coming out here soon from Entertainment Earth. And the
Go back and get some water.
Mhm. The other funny thing about this is not only is there one based on the movie, there's also another one based off Generation 1. Apparently, they're going back to Generation 1 for blind bag filler at this point.
Actually, that makes sense. Simply because how many previous generations can you just do as blind bags that people will go, oh, I know this pony. I like this pony. I want this pony.
Dude, it's not a generational thing. This is literally the 18th set they've ever done with blind bags. No, the reason they're doing this is nostalgic purposes. Everybody remembers Generation 1. Some people remember a lot of people remember Generation 4.
Yeah.
Some people recognize Generation 2, and most people ignore Generation 3 like they'll be caught on fire if they don't.
Unless you're me and you're streaming it every Saturday.
And that's the literal definition of playing with fire. But
Wait,
yeah,
did I cut out
so
there? Sorry. Sorry. I just
Nope.
want to make sure I didn't cut out. Okay.
no, you didn't cut out. You're good.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
But I'll be perfectly honest. Gen 3, going back through it, and I mean it's not horrendous.
Well, the animation is really the only thing that's really messed up, but the stories are okay.
I mean, it's basic. It's. I think we put it best on this past Saturday. It's all safe, essentially. Like it's just really safe.
Is it
Anyway.
safe? Is it safe?
Yes. It's very safe. I just want some smokes.
Oh, you got it! You got the actual line I was shooting for. Okay, so a little nostalgia aside, yeah. But enough ragging on about the past. Let's go on with the future. Starting off with the ultimate guide, all the fun facts and magic of My Little Pony has a cover now. This is going to be, apparently, from their description on Amazon, welcome to the definitive. Thank you.
Definitive.
Thank you, my brain-addled brain. Welcome to the definitive official guide of the magical world of Equestria. Get the lowdown on all your favorite ponies, experience life in Ponyville, tour Canterlot and beyond, discover key myths and legends, and read about the most exciting adventures of Twilight Sparkle and her friends with fun facts, best-kept secrets, montages, quotes, and much more. This is the only companion you will ever need in this amazing world of magic, friendship, and fun. Features a sparkling holographic foil cover, a must-have gift for My Little Pony fans of any age. I'm glad that
they're going with this.
I'm glad they at least did the any age part. I really am. But yeah, the book is kind of interesting, though. I have to admit, it does sound awesome and authoritative, except for the fact that it'll probably be outdated by next season easily. And
Like
unfortunately,
3 times over.
yeah, and unfortunately, the only link we have for the actual price is in Britain, so it's set at 10 British pounds. Whether that means it'll translate over that much when it comes over to America, or if and when, of course.
Let's see. They're saying it's about 10 British pounds. I think that's I'm trying to think the exchange rate. It's either 15 or 20 right now, I would assume.
Yeah, I don't think they quite recovered yet, especially since I think they're starting the whole Brexit thing at this point. Of course, we could also just bring up the US version of this, and no, it's not there. Ooh, apparently, though, there's a Christmas stocking. Okay, I'm going to leave that one alone. Anyway, yeah, so $12.98 US dollar. Wow, really? Oh, geez. I thought they at least recovered a little bit more.
Huh.
Anyway, so there's that. Now, who wants My Little Pony fidget spinners?
No.
Too bad, we have them. Joy Game, My Little Pony hand try fidget toy spinner stress reducer autism age. Holy shit! Sorry, but here is the literal definition that they have for this on Amazon. Joy Game, My Little Pony, hand try, fidget spinner, toy, stress, reducer, autism, ADHD, puzzle focus toys, white.
What the? The last one got me. The last one got me.
That's the
What?
Okay, but by the way, I'm just gonna tell you this right now. For some reason, I wasn't seeing anything on the stream. Apparently at some point the YouTube just jumped back about 15 minutes and then stopped working. So I was just seeing the same screen. I was thinking, man, why isn't he putting any of this up?
That is why Ustream is awesome. But yeah, fidget spinners. They are literally everywhere. I have found 3 different small stores that are selling them now. Of course, they're selling them for an inflated price, except for one of them who's not a dick. But yeah, you got white and you got pink. Okay, this one is actually at least a better name. Girls Pink, My Little Pony inspired fidget spinner with assorted character decals plus bonus drawstring carrying case. Of course, these are all customized spinners that the people are throwing on Amazon in order to try to sell for a quick buck. Of course, now we have to make the obvious joke. They also have yellow.
Yellow?
What about blue?
No.
No blue,
No.
just yellow. She want blue. We only have yellow. No smash.
Becky love a smash.
Now she's smashing Ben. Ben is a hoe.
That's all I need to take home from this, folks. Ben is a hoe.
Okay. But yeah, we got different My Little Pony spinners. Of course, they're not anything spectacular. It's just the same vector that you see on everything and just paste it onto a bunch of fit ends. Go figure. So, along with that, a little bit on the movie side, official My Little Pony vectors have popped up, and these are high quality, grab them as you want vectors. So basically, we're going to see these tattooed on everyone and everything, including half of what comes out in the Brony community here for the next little while.
Yep.
So, at least on a good note, we will not have to see the same Twilight Sparkle standing there as we normally have seen.
Yeah, they're much more dynamic.
Yes, which will only get boring after the 3rd time we've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who here wants to play My Little Pony Puzzle Party?
You mean that rip-off game?
Exactly. Well, too bad. Well, unless it's still there by some luck. But, at this point, the game is set to be removed as the Puzzle Party case has been settled, and they pretty much admitted, yeah, this is a ripoff.
Which is kind of sucky considering that they actually got the license to do a good franchise.
No, I mean, somebody got the license, and unfortunately, they botched it royally.
Yeah.
Basically, Backflip Studios was actually the one that created the game, and they completely and utterly ripped off Puzzle Box, apparently. Or Toy Blast.
Oh,
Toy Blast.
Toy Blast. Yeah,
Yes.
it's funny because I got the pony one, and then because of this whole thing, I ended up downloading Toy Blast.
Go figure. Well, I luckily got the pony one, so as long as I never delete it off my phone, I will have it forever. But yeah, if you don't get it, you never will.
Yeah, and it's I don't know, because I mean from what I remember of it, they really weren't updating it that much anyway.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised. I'm pretty sure it pretty much falls into the line of quick cash grab.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure what happened is they got the licensing rights, they got the money to do it, and then they just pretty much they weren't doing anything, and then finally were like, oh shit, we have to actually do something, otherwise we're gonna be in huge shit.
I want to think that, but I also think that there's just that one guy's like, yeah, I could totally make a game. Just get the money, man. I could do it. Oh shit, they got the money. Oh, quickly, here's a game. This one's awesome, and you can put ponies on it too. No, it's not copyrighted. Dude, are you sick? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
Not.
Okay. No, really, tell me I'm wrong. I don't want to be right on this. It makes me
You
sad.
are right,
Well,
unfortunately,
no,
I'm pretty
it's
sure.
not like Tetris. If anything, it's a match 3, if I recall right.
Alright, but yeah, along with that, we got plenty on merchandise, toys, comics, and other stuff, but be sure to check out our show notes. They're all listed there and ready for you. Now let's go ahead and jump into fan submissions and suggestions here real fast. As we mentioned 2 weeks ago, the challenge of the week was ponies watching bad movies. And of course, our beloved trio has submitted some. So let's go ahead and go with Bristle. Who, for
I would queue up the Imperial March, but it's really getting pointless at this point.
while I'm doing this, Blanked, could you do me a favor, hit out to D-pad, see if he's about ready, and if he needs to be thrown into our group here in order to do
Yeah,
the
no,
shenanigans?
I'm talking to him.
Okay. Okay, so Circuits Movie Marathon. Obviously, you got the cheesy grin, which admittedly is oddly is actually nor art. It's actually self-created art because I have never had a vector like that, or nobody
Boss?
I've seen it with that. Yes.
The world is ending because he actually did his own art.
No, he does it here and there, but if it makes you feel better, he's still got a bunch of vectors and stuff on the right side.
Yeah, true.
So, Dr. Bristle, as usual, has his quotes here. Dr. Bristle, this is going to be so embarrassing. Princess Sparkle will be scared of this compilation of the worst movies in human history. Oh, there's Ghost. Apparently it's that skull right there. Huh.
Apparently his logo changed. I'm just like, whatever.
Whatever. So, we got Ghost, Deadpool, and Ghost only despises trolling in general, hates panda bears. So the only reason he put a panda and bear in this because it okay. But yeah, there's Dr. Bristle's entry. And along with that, Dr. Bristle also did his normal shenanigans of an extra side one for some reason or another. This one being the bonus challenge of the beach. And of course, this one is this one's a lot more normal vectored, as everything here is from vectors, except I'm not sure about Aloysius there, and Dr. Bristle, obviously, from the Pony Maker. And the image speaks for itself. Ponies at the beach. Moving on, now we got Toa, who went the Mystery Science 3000 route.
MST3K!
MST3K hype! Okay, but yes, he put us there in chairs as we are watching the wonderful riffing of the pony music live theater of Generation 3.
And I will admit, I did reuse some of the other characters that I have done, but I had to flip them and color them black.
Well, I'm not doubting
like
that.
Trick that MST3K did.
And for Mike Neist, apparently the subject didn't exactly motivate him, so I'm not entirely surprised. But he made this, which is apparently he did this for his own personal art challenge for an emoji for Discord. So we're probably gonna end up plugging this into the Brony Show emoji board because we can.
Actually, that would do a lot.
D's gonna need just a little bit because dinner.
No problem. No problem. We got plenty of things. We got a couple of things we can do to occupy. But, yep, that is it for the art challenges for the week. Next week's challenge, ponies having a fangasm.
You might
You know, we just talked about not doing a particular thing, and now you talk about doing a particular thing. You gotta stop doing that particular thing.
What? No, I didn't say about not doing a particular thing. I'm just like, admittedly, there's something about Scootaloo completely losing her shit that I just can't help but wouldn't it be funny to have us do an art challenge on that?
Oh, jeez.
I mean, look at that. Have you seen anybody so happy in their life?
I don't know. It hasn't showed up yet.
Oh, that. I would go with fanboying or fangirling.
Well, fangasm.
Pretty fucking happy. Holy shit.
I know.
I have never
Fucking
seen
sprinkler of yay.
Sprinkler of yay. Oh, I love that sprinkler of yay.
Actually, I want to see someone do a
Circuit, tag it. Tag it.
tag it.
Okay. How do I tag it?
How do you
I'm half drunk. Leave me alone.
Dude, if you're drunk only after one beer, you are lightweight.
Yeah.
I don't think he's had more than one at this point.
Okay.
Okay, it was sprinkler of yay, right?
Yes.
Sprinkler of
Yep.
yay.
And Aaron,
Yay! Yay!
Oh crap! It won't let me tag anything on this. Ah.
Aaron Fangasm is like fanboying and fangirling taken to the nth degree. Like, someone is a fan of Johnny Depp. If they see Johnny Depp, they just have a constant smile on their face and they're going, Johnny!
Oh. You're gonna know what you're gonna do. The thing. That's not even Johnny. What the hell was that?
I don't even know. You're
What the thing? What is the thing? What am I doing here? Who's this stuff? Yeah. Okay, so while we since our interview is being postponed here a little bit, we're gonna go ahead
That's
and
food.
because food is definitely important. We're gonna go ahead and attempt to talk about one of the two episodes that have happened over the last 2 weeks. Of course, this being Forever Philly with Sweetie Belle and Rarity.
Honestly,
Sorry, please
this
bear with me here. I'm literally trying to fly through this as best I can. So, just to give a brief, semi-brief synopsis of this whole episode, of course, Rarity is getting herself ready in her Manhattan,
Canterlot.
Camelot.
Okay, at least I didn't say Ponyville. I'm happy I didn't say Ponyville.
That is good. You did good.
Yeah.
Pat on the
Okay. In Canterlot, she's getting her studio ready for the summer spring sensational fashion wear. Of course, Sassy Saddles is completely losing her mind during this whole time, while Rarity is keeping completely nerdily composed. Until, of course, she realizes that Sweetie Belle, poor old Sweetie Belle, has been getting older and growing up as she's been working hard at her businesses, and she fell through the cracks. Of course, there's more than a few jokes that could be made about that, but for the moment, she feels sadness and and stress. And so she goes to cry on ye olde couch of sadness.
Still exists, apparently.
The couch always exists. In fact, they make a reference to it. So, after talking with Sassy Saddles, blowing her nose rather profusely, she decides, you know what? I'm going to go and visit my sister. What could possibly go wrong?
Everything goes wrong.
Everything. Wow.
Really?
Well, whether it goes wrong or not is questionable. Okay, here's another one of Rarity losing her mind because of Sweetie Belle growing older and her missing out on everything that she's ever loved or been.
All right, then. When you are ready, he is ready.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and put a postpone on this. Alright, so we will get back onto that. Apologies that that we're suddenly stopping it midstream here, but obviously we want to get right on top of the interview before the beer starts to take too big of a hold here.
Oh boy.
I'm kidding on that. Well, kind of. Is he already in this group or?
I don't think he is. I think he's going to need an invite.
All right, here we go. And he's in Alma in that chat, right?
Yeah, he's Alma now because Monster Girl shenanigans.
Yeah, I know.
It's actually pretty funny. It's pretty clean too what he's doing, for the most part. Jokes.
Okay. Okay, I sent him an invite. Hopefully he catches that. Oh, right. Da, 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 da. We'll do that for now. Okay, so obviously we haven't done too many interviews with Discord here, so we're still working out the kinks.
It appears locked.
Okay, that is really weird. He should have been able to jump right into this. I apologize, everybody. Let's see. There. There we go. Wrong group.
Ah, I see.
Okay, so everybody, please welcome the former co-host, D-Pad. Should we continue to refer to you as such for the time being?
Probably not.
Okay, so Connor.
Indeed. Hi there.
Yes. And Connor has graciously and willingly and very happily asked if he could interview us. And since our 6-year anniversary is coming around, I figured why not? It would be a nice little callback to how we first met Connor here at the Brony show, and also became insane weird friends that we only talk with on holidays because we kind of feel weird across each other because of weird things that have happened that we don't talk about in polite company, except in those times that we talk about it in the hotel rooms.
My only.
I don't feel like how you know where this joke is going, where you think you want us to go.
I don't know
Maybe
where
he's
it's
had a
going
few
either.
drinks.
I'm not sure where the
Yeah.
hell it's going either. So I'll just leave it alone. here.
Also, whenever Connor gets drunk on taffy.
Yeah.
Well,
It's been
with
a while.
well, with growth comes a need for review. I feel so. That's what the important thing here is.
Indeed. Well, there's no better way than to just get better place or way to get started than to just jump right in. So let's just jump right in.
All right
So-
then. So it's been nearly 6 years, even longer since the fandom itself started. I do believe that was back in 2011, if I recall.
But that's
Well,
it did
the
start in
one-
11, but we did start after the fandom.
No, I know
did,
we started after the fact,
No,
but
the fandom started in, I think, at least late 2010, early 2011.
early
Yeah,
2011. All right then.
yeah, pretty much.
So then, nearly 6 years of the fandom, and about as long for the show. So, take me back to it a bit. What started this? No need to go into any significant detail, but what brought about the need for the Brony Show podcast?
Well, the need at the moment was that the fandom was actually in its early infancies. Of course, season 1 had recently ended. It was starting to steamroll into a bigger fandom than it was. It wasn't in its heyday yet. It was kind of like the golden age of comics, where things are just getting more and more ramped up. More people are jumping in. Things are starting to get really crazy. And then season 1 is over. We have no idea what in the world's going to happen at this point. We don't know if there's going to be a season 2. We don't know if there's going to be a 3, a 4, a 5, or 6, or if anything else. If this is going to be it. If that's going to be all over. Along with that, I made a whole lot of friends with the Brony community. I was involved in a few different communities myself. I was part of Pony-chan, doing a few serial threads that a lot of people admired and went to part of. I was in Brony State, participating in their chats while they did their movie nights, which are still going on to this day, so it is really surprising how much some of the older stuff is still going on too. But getting back on track here. There was just so much that I enjoyed about the community that I didn't want it to just kind of vanish in a puff of smoke like so many other things have done that I've gotten involved with. Either due to the fact that I've gotten lazy and just decided to go do something else, or it just simply died because there wasn't anything left to explore or discover, or just really weird things happened to kind of
So
kill it.
then, with that being said, do you think that your input with the podcast contributed toward the the growth of the fandom?
I honestly I would love to say yes. I would love to. I don't think it did. No. I would love beyond a shadow of a doubt that I would love so much to say that yes, my podcast is the reason that the fandom was even able to get even an inch longer until
Well,
it
I'm not
really.
saying directly responsible. I'm more asking if you think it was a contributing factor, a sort of spread, a cause of spread, if you will.
I think
I
it
mean,
might have.
obviously, it can't be directly responsible.
No, no, not. There's no way that could ever happen like that. No. I think it might have helped, even just the littlest bit, just for other people to see that other people in the Brony community were creating something. Admittedly, the podcast was pretty broken. It still is broken, but I mean, it was bad broken back then. We didn't have any clue what in the world we were doing. We literally threw something up there and just started to get it announced. But people on Equestria Daily could see that people were trying to do podcasts. They were still creating stuff, and even if it was just the littlest bit, just something that nagged into the back of people's heads, like, oh yeah, there's that stupid idiot that I actually managed to do a podcast as well. I could do something too. Maybe even the littlest bit kind of helped just steamroll things even a little bit more to help the community grow, even just the littlest bit.
I mean, I can definitely accept that. If I mean, like you said, I wouldn't put it in so many words, particularly the idiot bit. But I think definitely people seeing that the common man was capable of doing something like that definitely had the potential to springboard people into content creation themselves.
Yeah, I think a lot of the beer is talking in that.
It's entirely possible. So, with that said, uh, going a little more towards currently, more important than how it started at the moment, what is keeping it going right now?
The show or the fandom?
The show.
The show, the primarily there's two things that I set myself on the show when I started this. The first is that there was actually a Brony fandom to talk about. Now that admittedly that was probably the big one that I figured was going to die out first. I wanted the fandom to keep going, but I didn't know how long it was eventually going to go, and I even had my doubts that we would last after a few years, but I wanted to keep it going as long as possible. The other thing is my enjoyment of the show. The other thing is I promised myself that as long as I was still having fun with the podcast, as long as I wasn't going dreading like, oh shit, it's another Monday, every Monday, as long as I kept feeling I love this, I want to keep doing this, I want to keep going, let's do another week of this, I would keep doing that. And every single Monday, without fail, I've gotten up and just like, you know what? Work has sucked. Commute has sucked. All of this has sucked beyond belief, but I still have my podcast that I enjoy, and apparently some people also love as well. So let's do this, and I just get so much fun out of it, which is the pretty much the important rule at this point. Because I don't think the Brony fandom is ever going to die now. It may sputter and quiet, but it's not going to die anymore. It's kind of gotten to that weird point where like Star Wars, Doctor Who, Star Trek, where a lot of gaming, video games, just that fandom where it's never ever really going to die, but it will, get really really quiet, peter out, have its ups and downs, but.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a good attitude to have for it, especially with how large and like you said, it'll more go quiet than it will genuinely die.
Mm-hmm.
How do you deal with that? Now, I imagine there's still quite an amount of hate that gets thrown around both in real life and the internet these days. Definitely not as much as before, since like we said, things have been quieting down. But I have to imagine you still see things more hateful towards the fandom, if not the show itself, every so often. Now, I would imagine that you generally just ignore it, but what comes about from things that you just can't ignore?
Well, there's very few things that I just don't blatantly ignore nowadays. Mostly because some of it has gotten to the point of just silly ridiculousness or petty vengeance on some part.
I would imagine pettiness is really where hating on any fandom it generally is birthed from.
True enough. Though, granted, the one thing that kind of stems to mind recently is somebody is trying to submit a change.org petition to label the Brony fandom a hate community of some sort. Of course, granted, that thing only had like 13 signatures, so obviously I could see where that was coming from, and I
But
thought
actually,
was
that
hilarious.
raises a good question, though. Why do you think that was created? Well, a hate fan, like, if somebody was just going to make the usual, you know, it's a fandom of pedophiles or this, that, and the other thing that you generally hear about, what is admittedly a fandom of generally of age males caring about, a cartoon. It is what it is. You can't really fight it. But
Mhm.
why hate?
It's probably because right now, especially in politics and just the social consciousness, hate is the one thing that that is on a lot of people's minds. There's just a lot of fear and anxiety going on, especially with the recent change in leadership politics. If,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people are, paranoid about hate, anger, just being treated as a community or being pointed out as a specific group that is basically just cemented on the simple fact that they are a hate symbol or a group that just generally is prejudiced against one thing or another. I mean, they almost top. There was the problem with Pepe the Frog, which was a meme, also being labeled as basically a hate thing. It was basically like some sort of racist thing from the Hillary campaign, which unfortunately did lead to its ultimate demise. Though Pepe the Frog was a cartoon that was made about 10 years ago, and he probably didn't even do any updates on it set for years. So it's like,
Hmm.
what do you expect? I think people are just so afraid of being labeled as a hate thing, or people that a lot of bullies, a lot of antagonists, or just people that just want to try to get under people's skin, just throw that out there as a kind of a slang to just get under people's nerves, calling them
It's like
you're just a bunch of haters, but just a kind of
it's
a
like calling white people racist. It's like the N word for white people. Call a white person racist, and they'll just cave.
Exactly. I'm not racist. No. But
Yep,
it's essentially
immediately.
like that for any online community. So I'm not surprised that somebody decided to try to throw that out there to the Brony community. I wouldn't be surprised if there were anime petitions out there, or video game petitions, or even Samurai Jack fan petitions that are like, this is racist against the Asian culture. Samurai Jack
Hmm.
is racist against Asians in Japan, and it's like, yeah.
Appropriation is definitely my favorite word these days. But getting back, um, so then, heading back to the show, you're saying this is something that you enjoy greatly, and even after all this time, which is frankly to me just astounding. So what do you ever find? But do you ever find things getting stale?
I have sometimes. No, I'm not gonna deny that sometimes it feels like things get a little stale or things need changing up. Um,
So what keeps it from being mundane for you?
well, whenever things get stale, it's usually because I let myself get cemented in maybe one part of the fandom. That's the amazing thing about any fandom in any community. If you keep getting stuck in the one specific part, yes, eventually things are going to get stale. But if you lean into something else, you can find more things that you never knew about or may have forgotten about that you can really enjoy. If I get tired of the
Give me
music, sorry.
give me an example. Oh yeah, you were actually just leading into it. I just wanted an example
Yeah.
of one part of a community.
All right.
Go
Well, for a more broader sense, let's take the music. Sometimes PMVs get a little bit tiresome, is because they're the same brand new pop songs that they just use clip art for. But then you got Brony musicians that make brand new music all their own. Of course, maybe sometimes that gets a little repetitive because they do the same pop influences, or it just sounds like some attempt at doing a dance beat in order to become instantly famous. But there's new artists out there that create amazing new art, amazing new stuff, really detailed. And even then, that can get a little stale. But then you move on, and oh look, there's a video game community out there that's making a brand new pony based. I gotta remember that because we gotta be really careful nowadays. We're still being really careful, though, a lot more so than before, about using copyrighted content. But like a game based off of Warcraft that is also pony based that is looking interesting. I could take a look into that, and eventually I come back full circle. Oh look, there's new PMVs, and they got actual good songs, and the visualization is great, and the animation is amazing, and they're not using the same exact 3 clips that they found in the latest episode.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good answer. So there's a lot to bring in from the community these days, or even back then, I'm sure. So what's the content on the show look like these days?
The content has gotten a lot more relaxed and kind of silly now. Actually, before we tried to take ourselves a little bit more seriously. We wanted to do interviews. We wanted to take the Brony community at basically just talk about everything we possibly could, but make sure that we went through it with a fine-tooth, serious comb.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, I'll just say butts for random giggles, but no, I mean, we'll do silly things. We'll go around doing random stuff. A couple of weeks ago, we basically set up 2 Gmod theaters. One of them was playing a musical based off Generation 3.0, and I got a bunch of videos of Generation 3.5. I put them into 2 separate theaters, and we just ended up bouncing around making fun of one or the other, and basically vacated the theater as it got too much to drive us crazy.
And I was in another theater acting as a bleach zone.
Yeah, basically, and Blanked was being the bleaching zone with something completely different, just in case people need to get away from both insanities.
And I crashed doing it, so that's how bad it was for me.
What were you playing such that you needed a bleaching zone, and what did that bleaching zone entail?
Well, I already mentioned the live action play that was based off of Generation 3.0. Basically, a lot of cheesy songs, crazy crazy costumes, and essentially you just got to see those parents that are in the background there looking like they're about ready to cry because they had to pay $60 to get their kid in here back in 1990. But
Definitely
And
feel that.
the image that I just posted in the lounge is kind of basically what was going on during that.
But along with that, we also had these 3.5, which I don't know how much you remember of the 3.5 stuff, but it's basically like terrible animation done in Flash, lasted maybe about 8 or 9 minutes, and they did everything possible to just pad it out in horrible ways, including the horrible Sweetie Belle phase and the Scootaloo constantly going party, 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 party for literally 5 minutes. Just nothing but party, party, party. Oh my god! I mean, there's
That's why
no.
we needed a bleaching zone.
That's why you needed a mind bleach after that.
So, what did the bleaching zone entail?
It typically entailed of little jokes from Game Grumps, source filmmaker nonsense that I typically find, and the music I typically
So,
played like
more or less, it
Borderlands
just
and
sounds
whatnot.
like a break from the fandom itself in that moment.
A little bit.
Sometimes even I understand that in the Brony community, you need to get away from the Brony community in order to come back to it and enjoy it more.
Some very good points. Now, heading back to the particulars of the show. Now, viewership, of course, has seen better days. It's been a long time, and back when I first joined up, we had nearly 300 a week. But it still has a following. What keeps them coming back? Is it just loyalty alone, or is there something they're looking for?
In all honesty, I think it's a little bit of it's a combination of a multitude of things. I could definitely see loyalty being in there, especially with some of our longtime viewers, which I love them all. I love our longtime viewers because they've stuck with us through thick and thin and through everything from food poisoning epidemics to just those random times when we lose our minds due to somebody bringing up Orgasm Girl. But along with that, we do have.
He said he wasn't gonna say anything about that, but look, there he goes.
Like I said, the beer's talking. Along with that,
There are some things that are difficult to keep down. It's true.
but let's face it, it's happened. It's in our history. We got pictures of it still. I'm not
We
gonna
do
be able
still
to
have
forget
pictures
it.
of it.
By the way, sir, get the checks late this week.
The what? Oh,
It's
yeah.
yeah.
Talk to the secretary. But along
can
with
I
that,
help
we've gotten a lot of newer viewers too that have started to come in either because they saw our announcements on Equestria Daily or the different channels that I throw out there, Facebook, Twitter, Google. Along with that, we also have an archive that is slowly growing a little bit more each and every week. So you get a little bit of column A and column B. People that are looking for something exciting for the Brony community that maybe I'm providing, or maybe they're just here for a quick stop off just to see what we're all about. And people that are here because they obviously we bring something that they love, they enjoy, and they know that I love them equally, unconditionally, and I wouldn't be able to live without them. Please don't go away.
Except
never
you, Jerry.
remember-
You know what you did.
Yeah, oh my god, I can't deal with that. I remember several different scares concerning the archives and how they just vanished every so often.
Those,
YouTube.
those are always fun. Luckily, nowadays I have
Well, YouTube and live stream.
what we have left of our archives. I'm not going to deny that we have lost stuff. We've lost crap, and it's gone forever. It's been almost 6 years. It's gone forever. But we still have stuff that has been recorded. I have it on a backup hard drive here, along with my on my own computer itself. We got things archived 6 ways to Sundays to try to keep what we can of our history alive and there, though a lot of it unfortunately is also blocked by YouTube, not uploaded anywhere, and it's basically literally covered in dust because it's a backup hard drive.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now I want to know about a little bit of the history of the show. Not so much its origins, as far as highs and lows that you might care to note. Because with 6 years of content, I have to imagine that the show has seen some very significant things.
Indeed, we have. There's a lot of things that come to mind right off the bat. We've seen some of the most amazing ups and downs, especially when the community was in its a thriving point, and whenever something bad happened, it had a huge backlash, along with something good happened having a huge backlash. The Save Derpy scandal that happened because of it, either an overzealous mother or an overzealous troll. It's kind of hard to tell still, but. I mean, I've seen everything from a community coming together to save a single wall-eyed pony because that became kind of the community's marker. Along with that, I've seen people take advantage of the communities and the community and its charity, like with well, it's not Pegacon. Was it Pegacon?
Las Pegasus.
It was
Las Pegasus.
Yeah, Las Pegasus.
Yes, Las
Unicon.
Pegasus, which ended up horribly. Luckily, we're not the latest one, though. Consider
The fun about that was that they weren't trying to do that. Nobody had any budgeting. They booked everything prior to getting the budget, and then realized that they didn't have the money to do everything that they had booked.
True. Yeah, that wasn't the real scam one. There was another scam I could think of altogether where, I can't remember exactly what it was called or even if it had a name, but I remember they basically they gathered a bunch of money, they got a bunch of people together in a room, it looked like it was really official, and then suddenly the owners ran out with a tin box or something like that. It was crazy. It's really crazy stuff.
Ran out with a tin box. What do you mean?
Well, they basically had all the money in a box and they ran out with it.
Oh.
Quite literally ran out with it. It was way early. It was way early in the fandom, though. Way early. And I think
Wow.
it was early when they started actually doing conventions for a lot of different stuff too. So they basically just had gotten taken advantage of. It could have been anybody though. But,
We had our own personal one with that with the whole color spectrum nonsense, but we're not going to go into that too deep.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Well.
The color spectrum is also one that we had our highs and lows on, but we'll leave that alone as well.
I should say so.
Yeah, but we've had a lot of people in the community that we've seen come and go. We've had some great interviews with people that unfortunately are no longer part of the Brony fandom, either through bad discourse or just moving on. Sometimes the hardest part is when they decide that it's just time to move on and go on to something else because you've grown to enjoy everything that they've done and they do so many great stuff and that's it.
On the note of moving on, obviously we all have real lives to get to outside of internet interests. So would you care to tell me a little bit about your own real life responsibilities? What about your life keeps you both willing and able to keep a podcast going for 6 years?
Well, there's a lot of things about my life that I admit if I probably didn't have the podcast, I would be losing my shit. Um, a big case in point is my current employment. I do tech support, but I do tech support for a branch of the government that has decided that they need to upgrade to the latest operating system on laptops that could barely operate Windows 7.
Mm,
And nobody knows how to beta test or make sure anything is configured properly. So right now it's not surprising to get maybe about 300 to 400 calls a day with only 10 people that are actually able to work. Considering I to say I'm under a lot of stress under work is an understatement, and of course I do have a house here. I have my own house with some renters they're nice people. They help out a lot, but sometimes all of them get on my nerves.
of course, roommates,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah, but had to keep the peace with
We
them
uh
as well.
we get that with Jared, and we don't even live with him.
I did live with him, but no, he was awesome when we did have him. But
I'm sure.
yeah, of course, present company included. There has been some problems, but I'm still glad to have him here.
Right, right.
Yeah, because he suddenly got really quiet, and I'm starting to wonder if he's either planning revenge or if he's.
I'm not that petty. Okay, I'm gonna take that back. I am that petty of a person, but not today.
Oh, he doesn't have to do much. He just needs to send a cat in on you, and it'll do the rest.
Fair
The
enough.
cat-
Fair enough. The cat, yeah, the cat. But yeah, with the house itself does bring its own list of problems. It's mainly the reason I haven't been able to just ditch my job and find something better because I have to be careful to make sure I can keep paying for the house along with the people I have renting, and even the house has its own problems with upkeep, making sure things are together.
Or random construction outside for a gas line, which was annoying today.
Wrong, it was a sewer line. But
Oh,
yes,
sewer line. Well, it's still
yeah,
a line.
yeah. Right now, half of our porch is gone, and so is a part of our fence because they had to dig up our yard and put in a new sewer line. So, yeah, it's not easy owning a house. So the stresses of a house, the stresses of stresses of an insane job. In all honesty, the podcast is probably really the only thing that I'm able to have full control of, and I can really dig into it and enjoy without wondering what the hell is going on here.
I actually wonder if it's not the show that keeps you so stable, because a lot of people, in a world where you don't control anything, having something completely under your control is almost therapeutic.
In all honesty, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, no matter how foul of a
Might
mood
even
I am,
explain why you've kept it so long.
it could. It could.
And
I mean,
then there's the D&D thing on Friday.
No, that puts me in a foul mood too. You people suck. Do you know how hard it is to plan? Do you know how hard it is to plan around you guys? You literally punch walls. You punch walls open and you knock down everything I throw at you. I throw a
Or
giant
cut them in
beast.
half.
I throw a giant beast of a god of a griffin with a giant flaming sword, and you punch him out in one turn. What the hell do you want me to do?
That, and I was the one that said, hey, let's shoot out the light so they can't see.
You see my
Maybe that was
point.
both a good and bad idea at the same time.
No,
Anyways,
yeah,
let's roll back on.
But rolling back on, the show might actually be my source of stability and even sanity in this world, which I'm okay with. I'm perfectly okay with. The show is fun. Everybody enjoys what I'm doing anyway, or at least the people that keep coming back obviously enjoy what I'm doing anyway. So I got to be doing something right.
And D's over here on the side putting up some old
I,
ass images.
I just thought
some of which done by
some
Spleen.
things are worth remembering.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's one particular image done by Color way back in the day that I will never forget.
No.
Oh, you've actually found some of
I,
these. Let's start.
I have most certainly kept all of them. Yes,
Yeah.
there was most certainly one of them. Most certainly one of them.
Yeah, that one.
That's the one.
Which
Uh,
she did for free.
Yeah, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
No one she was gracious enough for it. Now, fun aside, just heading back. So, real life, show can actually be very helpful to you. So what about your real life presence these days? Like, convention presence versus your internet presence. I can't imagine either one is terribly high, but does the show still see a little bit of recognition, either physically or, you know, through the internet?
The show does see a little bit of recognition. It's usually not a whole lot, which is kind of in all honesty, kind of a good and bad thing. I mean, it's kind of disappointing because we have been doing this for 6 years now, and that we don't have a bigger presence, and we're not like as synonymous with the Brony community as like Equestria Daily or some of the artists out there. Well, basically, I guess the Equestria Daily would pretty much immediately hit me out of the, yeah, me brain, me no thinky. There's a lot of people, community guests out there that everybody knows, or practically everybody knows. A lot of YouTubers like the manliest Brony. There's
Hey, boss, real quick on the side, do you still have the animated thing over the picture color submitted?
of the picture. What now?
The what you have on the channel right now. Still have the animated thing for D-pad way back in the day over it.
Oh, that's weird. I swear I'm putting these things over here. What in the world is it doing?
Animated thing.
Oh, that old animated intro. you
Oh
used to
no!
have way back in the day.
No! I see what I did here. I'm sorry. I goofed up. I realized what I goofed here. There we go. That fixes it.
It doesn't matter for me. I can't see anything.
You're probably all for the better for it. But yeah, it is disappointing that we're not like crazy well known, but at the same time, it does afford a little bit more anonymity. That way, the people that do know who I am when I am online or doing the convention circuit, are really big fans, and they're more than happy to meet me, or they recognize like, oh yeah, I remember you guys. You're still around? Yes. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are, and we're never going away.
We are never going away. We have broken records you will never be able to touch. But no, but yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have to be Brony famous, as it were, or horse famous. But at the same time, being horse famous does have its own problems, and
It's actually the worst.
yeah, and I kind of like being in my own little niche where I'm basically the equivalent of a B-list actor in the Brony community. Some people know me, not everybody does, but those who do enjoy the crap I pull out. So I'm going with that. I'll go with it.
Now, a moment ago, you actually said that you're never going away, which, I'm sure eventually, but I guess clearly not after 6 years. But, it does raise an important question. Have you ever just felt that it's just time to stop? What got you, if you ever have, what got you past a feeling like that? As I can't imagine with a 6-year broadcast that there was a time where you just said, I think it's time to give this up.
I'm not gonna lie, there have been times I've wondered about that. If I've been doing this too long, am I kind of out of my gourd here? Should I really continue this, or is it time to move on? I've asked myself those questions a lot. Not recently, but I have asked myself a lot. Especially when things started to quiet down, when the Brony show wasn't pulling 300 views, when I lost some of my great co-hosts here. Not the not so great ones. Those ones I lost and then I laughed.
Which ones were those?
Foxtrot.
Oh, yes. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, but no, there's been a lot of times I've actually thought about, should I keep going? Is it worth keeping going? But a lot of the times I give myself time to think. That's the one thing that I learned a lot about with the show, and that I learned actually being a part of this community, along with just life in general. I mean, it's easy enough to suddenly make a snap decision and go with it, but sometimes you got to stop and give yourself time to think. And think about why are you thinking like this? Is it because you actually feel like it is time, or is there something else that's affecting your judgment? And 9 times out of 10, it's because I'm about ready to turn in the towel on something else that's driving me batty, and I'm just wondering, should I just start tossing everything away and begin anew? Maybe live like some crazy hermit down in Oregon, living off Starbucks and talking about writing the new book that I'm going to be doing on tablet.
I fell in love with Starbucks recently. Smoked butterscotch.
Oh, you,
Dreams.
oh, you poor man.
man.
No, no, I'm kidding. I'm just not really big on flavored coffees personally. I like mine
Mhm.
black and dark as a soul. But yeah,
Like
you
your
know,
coffee, like you like your presidents.
there, there you go. Yeah, there, we'll go with that. But every time I do think about that. I'm not gonna lie and say no. I've never thought about that. No, anybody who is worth their weight in salt, or even has done anything like this, is going to think about that, because eventually it is going to come up. Is it still worth to continue on? And yeah, every time I've let myself sit and think on it, I realize, other things are getting to me. The show has never been a problem with me. I mean, granted, there are sometimes complications. I can't think of something to do for the week, or I'm basically trying to patch everything together as quickly as I can with only 30 minutes to spare before the actual show starts. And everybody in the audience and people watching in archives know I goof up a lot. I could easily just get things up. If I even sat down for maybe 3 hours, I could probably hem this show into a perfect, wonderful, semiotic podcast. But and
What fun is that?
what fun is that? And the thing is that every single time I've still enjoyed slapping everything together and just going with it. I've never ended a show with. Every time I've ended the show, it's never been like, oh, I can't believe this. This has been the worst week of the show ever. What the hell am I doing? No. I end it with a smile, and then it's like, crap, I gotta go to bed now. I gotta go to work. But,
Crap, here comes real life again.
crap, real life is back now.
Yep.
Damn it.
Real life.
Yeah.
Immediately post show.
Real life immediately post show. It's annoying, but the fact is, I've thought about it, but every time I realized there's there's nothing really there that actually shows that I need to end the show yet. It's always been momentary emotions, stress because of other situations. The show itself has never been the problem, and because of that, I realized there's no reason for me to end it yet.
It's it's a good show of strength and honestly strength of mind to realize that something you love isn't actually the problem. Gentlemen, it's been an incredible 6 years. It's impressive that it's still going, and then you still have a passion to keep it going. And thanks a lot for having me once more.
Of course. I do have to ask you, since we do have you here, and this might be the last time we ever will have you here.
It's possible.
Yeah, I mean, what are plans for Connor? We've heard a lot. I've heard a lot anyway from Blanked about all the crazy, insane things that you've been up to. So I want to give you a chance to let people know what's been going on with our former co-host here and all of the shenanigans he's been up with since the end of the show.
Oh,
Well, the end of his part on the show, not
Yeah.
his time on the show. Yes.
Well, I mean, it's definitely taken some interesting directions, but I started doing voiceover work professionally now. I've actually got an audition for a video game called Bulletville coming up.
Ooh, nice.
I've mostly been building my name for through that. I'm trying to get into the SAG-AFTRA union, the Screen Actors Guild. Just actually ate half of the space in my room to build my own studio, which is literally just a box with a door on it in my room.
It's better than most.
Yeah, I just got the the acoustic foam for it, but I'm waiting on the adhesive, and the adhesive hasn't even shipped yet.
Oh wow.
I ordered them all together. I'm not really sure what happened with that, but either way, point is, it's nothing terribly special. Just trying to get my life together, same as anyone else.
It's still exciting. I hope you do tell us if and when that game does come out, so we can try it out and see if we can
See if we
find
can
what
pick out a
points.
song.
Yeah, pick out the points you voiced.
I I'm sure you'll be able to pick them out fairly quick. Well, maybe there's.
Yeah.
I guess if I get anyone, mind you, because this is I've been
The
quote
competition.
unquote in a few video games in the
Ah.
past. They just not all of them. Actually, none of them ever finish because
Yeah, indie
things
games.
happen. Some directors don't really have their heart in it, but this one, I have confidence in. There seems to be a lot more effort going into it than I'm used to.
Mm.
Past that, well, I don't know. A little while ago, I lost a spot on Archer. That was a shame.
Oh wow, really? Oh, that is a shame, man.
Yeah, I think whatever. I lost the part to Patrick Warburton. I wasn't winning that.
Yeah, well, I guess if anybody had to lose it to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you had to lose to somebody that actually had a name.
Oh shit, I think we lost him.
I was gonna say, I think.
Oh,
There
I,
he goes.
actually, I'm thinking. Wait a minute, wasn't it a little biting there? Maybe no. Yeah, but no.
Cut out for a
yeah.
second. What did you say?
Yeah. I'm not sure. Mm,
It's fine.
yeah.
It's fine. This is the voiceover game. It's like the number one deterrent of people that try voiceover is that they don't realize that you're going to be rejected from about 95% of your auditions, and it's just the life of it.
Yep.
Which is also I'm also a voiceover coach now, which has been keeping me reasonably afloat.
Oh god, that image.
Well, you're the one
Check.
oh no, it was sorry.
You
Yeah,
just
it,
put
it,
the-
it was
Oh,
it was
I-
him that put it up. I thought you did for a moment there, but no.
I mean, I'm the one that sent it in. Yes.
Yes, you did.
Blake's always did have special eyes. Now
Yep.
they are just black.
His eyes are still special,
They
man.
were always like that.
Yeah, and my characters always had the weird little. That's just always been his character twerk.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a lot of just really fantastic things I still have tucked away in this old folder that bring up some particularly interesting memories. This being one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, that.
Okay.
There were definitely some of them I valued quite heavily.
Yeah. Yeah. In all
Oh
honesty,
man.
yeah.
Here you go. I have a strong feeling you don't still have this one, so here you go.
Oh yeah,
I
that
don't-
one.
I don't even
Jeez.
remember this one, but I'm gonna keep it now.
Yep. I had a strong feeling you didn't actually have this.
Huh. Well,
I can't even remember where that's from. Holy crap.
neither can I. That is crazy, but oh man. So it looks like we've recovered something.
Of the Brony show. There you go.
Well, it looks like we recovered something in our history at least, so that's pretty awesome.
There's also this one from an old friend.
Man,
Wow, that one's taking its time. Maybe
It
it's
is taking
huge.
time.
I think I know which old friend you might be referring to.
You definitely do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. It's actually an enormous image for no reason.
Wow. Yeah. I'm just watching the little pixels going, kind of rotating here left and right now.
Just blipping around.
Who the hell is Kitty Buttons, and why did they send me a request?
Kitty's
Don't
one of
know.
It's
one
you,
of Cole's
Brute?
friends.
You too? No,
Huh.
I got the same kitty buttons here. I'm kind of paranoid now.
Hey,
Are we about to get?
hopefully-
Are we about to get stalked by?
I
Oh
think that-
God!
Yeah.
Oh God! Oh God! Why am I putting this up? What is wrong with me?
Oh man, Rule 63.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, this exists in my repertoire.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because
Ever
freaking
the
slime
Fuck,
nonsense.
that was.
Probably from the
Wait,
slime nonsense.
no, it's fine. I can do you one better. Ever
Oh,
the
no.
friend I still have around.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Fucking
where
Hot
are
Dig
you?
Deep. Sorry, Hot Dig Demon did it.
Oh dear.
No, that
No,
wasn't
no.
Big Demon, that was
no,
Black
No,
Monkey.
that was Blabberduke. He's on
Yeah.
the show quite a lot. His style is very similar to Hot Diggity.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Actually,
wish I
it
could honestly
was-
go
it
back
was
and
in the
thank Hot
past.
Diggity.
Yeah. I think Hot
That
Diggity was probably our
interview
craziest
that
interview.
Well, the thing about it is that, I had a lot of time to think about it, and I definitely approached it with the wrong attitude, because he was probably the best guest that we ever had. And the reason I say that is because he did the job of entertaining all of the nearly 900 people that came to view that beautifully. The point of the job isn't for us to be serious or even for people to focus on us. Our job was to entertain them, and that was something that he did stunningly.
Mm.
Even if sure it may have been at our expense, but
At this point,
set out to do what he did.
everything else is at my expense, so it doesn't even bug me.
There you go. Well, it bugged me.
Well,
Yeah,
that was a time long past. We are different people
Absolutely.
than we were then.
Absolutely. Yeah, whoever this kitty buttons is, yeah, I'm not going to add you, and no real disrespect about it. It's just that if we do so, I'm literally never going to talk to you. It's just a fact.
Hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, apparently they're a
Just
viewer.
don't talk to
They're a
random
viewer
friends.
apparently. Yeah, don't worry. Apparently they're a random viewer, and they just started grabbing everybody possible for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Oh, Cold Dust friend. Okay, Kitty Buttons is Cold Dust friend. I got
Ah,
Yeah.
But the problem still probably lies. You
It's
probably
same-
not gonna talk to him.
same thing. I would honest to God never speak to you. Out of no disrespect, I just don't talk to the
Randoms.
random people on my friends list.
Not
Yeah.
anymore, anyways.
You know, God bless Discord. I have like 20 people added, and then you have Skype where I have over 600 contacts of nearly useless people.
Yeah, I'm one of those nearly useless people, but I respect you and don't seek you out.
I appreciate it. It would seriously just be met with nothing, just because I just do a lot these days, and I just look at a person's post to me, and I just look at it for a moment, and I think to myself, this conversation will literally not go anywhere.
Mm-hmm. That's why I respect and just go, hey, he's in the call. Or let
Also,
it be and jump
Also,
in
what
when
the
need be.
hell is this?
What?
We made you a parrot at one point. We don't know why. I recall this, but I don't know why.
I don't recall that at all.
Why
so-
are you a bird? I cannot remember.
I think I've seen this at least once somewhere before.
Actually,
I also still have like a whole bunch of porn of my character, but that was a different time.
okay.
Yes, that was a very
That was a
different
pretty
time.
hilarious time.
Well, speaking of a different time here, I want to kind of throw a possible challenge out here to D-Pad, or at least maybe pique his interest just one more time in ponies here.
Hmm.
Now, apparently, there's a new episode that came out here. By the way, spoiler warnings. Now, we're not gonna get too much into it, but apparently
Is this
it's
the goth pony?
no. This involves Celestia and Luna, but apparently
Okay.
it involves them kind of getting their cutie marks mixed up. And apparently you also see Nightmare Moon come back along with the evil version of Celestia.
You don't say.
I too say it actually happened this weekend.
What happened this weekend? Is that what's on for tonight?
Unfortunately, I wish I could say it is, but it was this weekend in Canada, and they're doing
Canada's getting their episodes early for some reason.
they're getting 2 episodes a weekend, and they're like 5-6 episodes ahead of us. But if I did throw that episode out to you on a link, would you check it out and see what you thought of it, since you were the Nightmare Moon aficionado?
I mean, absolutely. I'm not completely devoid of the show. I just don't actively seek it the way I once did. I saw the I think the season 6 finale. Was that season 6?
The changelings, the changelings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that's did a pretty good job breaking my heart because they look like ass.
To be fair, the season 7 premiere in a what if scenario, one of them was an asshole, so there's still evil in them.
They still look like
I
they
mean,
ate a bunch of Crayola crayons.
I'm sure it's just they're some bizarre war elk with some insectoid.
Literal love
claws.
bugs. Literal love bugs.
Yeah.
I really cannot say what they were thinking with the design exactly. I mean, who am I to say really? But really, just a very odd design choice overall.
And that's why some of the fandom's gone, no, I'm not changing that. I'm keeping my changeling the old way, not
All
the
right,
new way.
but yeah, getting back on track here though. I'll definitely throw that episode your way and see what you think of it, because I figured that one would probably be one you would definitely get a bit of a hoot out of.
All right.
Oh.
I'm sure I can come up with something something fun for everyone upon watching it.
All right, so we got a future challenge here. Awesome.
All right then. Well, again, gentlemen, really good work on keeping everything afloat the way you have, for keeping these fans of yours not only present but loyal, which is probably the hardest part of it. And again, thank you for having me once more.
It was entirely my pleasure. It was awesome having you grill me and serve me off with a side of fries.
I hear that.
No, but it really was awesome talking to you again and just doing an interview like old times one last time here.
Well, I thought it would be a good chance to see an improved interview.
And it definitely was.
I'll say this: the previous interview had serious nonsense.
Yes.
Oh, we always have nonsense here. It's the best kind of sense.
Lack of, you mean? Anyways.
Yeah, a little bit of
Right
that.
then.
All
Well,
right.
with that, I'm going to go ahead and take my leave.
All right, we'll bid you adieu.
We will always miss you.
All right. Thanks
Yeah,
again.
mostly because we never take time to aim. sorry. I really gotta stop doing those stupid verbal jokes. Anyway, but yeah, that is D-Pad. We definitely wish him all the hope and best of luck for his trying to get into the voice acting community. Hopefully, his shipping of his adhesive gets unstuck.
Yeah, no kidding.
I just had to get that out. That pun was sticking in my brain for the last 3 minutes.
Maybe again.
All right, but we're gonna go ahead and move on here. Definitely a great interview and a nice blast from the past, and more than a few images I'm gonna have to save in our nice little backup archive here. Well, but now
It really
we're
is nice to see him again. It's always fun to have Slick / D around.
yeah.